always pushing a healthier lifestyle. So to not be, and this is something I'm going to push you guys to challenge every single coach or professional that you have. If they can't explain to you why, and I ask why a lot. I like to ask why 3 times, right? Because if you ask why 3 times, you don't make it to the bottom of the problem. If they cannot explain to you in very finite detail, to me, earmuffs, it's bullshit. And that's how I felt about the whole situation. So now the date is coming to where I'm supposed to go see a specialist. All right? Still have no clue what's going on. I've called the office multiple times. Like, hey, I'm just trying to get some information about what the proceedings are going to be and what I can expect and what's step 1 and step 2. And I just kind of keep getting this little cold shoulder. So I remember the day like it was yesterday. I was driving on US 41 coming from Estero, and I had I was just passing McDonald's, and I was like, man, I'm gonna call. I'm gonna call him real quick. So I called him, and I was like, yeah, hey, how you doing? I have an appointment in about 30-40 minutes, and I just kind of wanted to understand like what's gonna happen today, and then like just potentially like what to expect, so I can plan, right? That's like the story, just so I can make some plans. And they were like, yeah, when you come in, your doctor will speak to you. I was like, so there's nothing you can tell me like to expect or prepare myself, because I feel really uncomfortable about this. She goes, your doctor will explain everything when you come for your appointment. I said, okay. I hung up the phone. It was raining. It started raining. I was in my Burgundy. I had a Dodge 1500 at the time. I love that truck. I wish I could get it back. Just run like everything over. Like nothing stopped me. Except people. I didn't run any people over, just so you guys know. Anyways, I was at a light. Definitely no animals, yeah. I was at a light in the stereo, and I just flipped the U-turn. I just flipped the U-turn, and I went back home. And this is a little bit morbid, I will say, but some of you are gonna really understand the place that I was coming from. See, at the moment when I flipped that U-turn, I came to grips with the fact that I was choosing to go completely against what my medical professionals had suggested for me. I was no longer taking medication. I was saying, I'm not taking this shit. I'm not gonna take any medication from here. I was choosing to do the opposite of what I was supposed to do. Understanding that that really meant that I was, it's weird to, it's just, whenever I speak this out loud, it's a very weird thing to say. I was aware that I could die at any moment. I was aware that I was choosing to take my life into my own hands because I felt like the only person that really cared about it at that point was myself. No one could care more about me than me at that point. My brother, they care. They're checking on me every day. My mom, everybody's calling people at the gym and they're texting you and everybody hits you on Facebook and you feel that. And after a while, it kind of wings out and it's just you. It's just you and the food that you go to the store to purchase, to prepare in your home for you and your family, for you to put into your mouth every single day. And I said, I'm totally okay with whatever the outcome ends up being because I'm going to be the person that's leading this chariot. And I really didn't know what to do next. And I don't want to say that I immediately like just bam, the next day I just went plant-based. That's not what happened. I was lost, actually. I didn't know where to go. This is 2013 now. There's no Beyond Meat. There's no Impossible Burger. There's no, I didn't know about a plant-based diet.org. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know about VegFest. And if you spoke to anyone, they said that you were insane. You've got to be insane. You're literally gonna die if you eat plants and don't consume animal protein. So, some time goes by, I see a couple of my boys, they're doing it. And I was like, all right, these guys they got more information than me. I'm just gonna, and I consider myself a scientist of sorts. My job is to educate my clients on the information that they don't have or find an answer. I don't always have it, It's my job to bridge that gap for you. There's some amazing coaches here that I've seen, actually. There's one right there. That I know that they preach the same things. Those are the health professionals that you want to look for. I start experimenting. And I'm running into some roadblocks. Like, first off, I realized there were a lot of foods I didn't know about. Like, this is gonna seem really ignorant. I never had hummus. Like, I thought it was like a party food that like you only saw at like white people's parties. Like, black people we didn't really know about hummus. I'm dead serious. I felt so robbed. I was like, my whole life, I only had hummus at like these parties, like in trays. I could have been making this stuff. I digress. My problem was I wanted to see someone that looked like me, walked like me, talked like me, and performed at a level that I wanted to be at. And I found David Carter, who's now a business partner of mine, and I started following some of his procedures for nutrition. About 16 months later, I went back for blood labs, and they told me, yeah, we have no idea what's happened to you. You've made a complete 180. And I was like, oh my God. And this is truly what the nurse said. She's like, yeah, we think that's the only, you guys understand, that's the only reason for it.
Marcus, if I could just pause you for one moment.
Yeah, please.
I just have a quick announcement. If you'd like to join Zyzo for a movement workshop, you can join him over there under the pine trees. If you're not interested in that, it's okay. His feelings won't be hurt. But he's going to have a nice workshop that has some mindful components to it. So thank you, Zyzo. Sorry, Marcus.
We got like 15 more minutes, right? Okay. All right. I won't go over. I'll try not to. So I start following these things. I end up getting blood labs done. They tell me that it's a 180, and I'm like, are you guys sure? Because like I've literally just been sitting for 16 months and waiting for this opportunity. During the time I wasn't supposed to be doing any working out, right? But I started to feel this change in my body about a month or so prior to. So I started doing some things at my gym. Just pick up some weights, move a little bit, grab some rings. And I just noticed, I was like, man, my body feels, for not being able to work out the last 14 months, I don't feel too bad. So as soon as they cleared me, I called up my coach. I was like, bro, I'm cleared to go. Like, let's roll. Send my program, whatever you need, let's make it happen. I start up a testing the next week, and I literally set lifetime PRs after being out this entire time, doing some minimal stuff for about 60 days. Lifetime PRs and everything. I squatted more than I ever had. I power cleaned more than I ever had. I deadlifted more than I ever had. The crazy thing was my recovery process, and you remember this, you were around for that. My recovery, he was like, well, how do you feel? And I said, I don't feel anything. I don't feel soreness. I don't feel like delayed onset muscle fatigue. I don't feel it all. And I feel like I can just keep on going. And he's like, man, that's crazy because your numbers are insane. I think I had been back like maybe a month, and they asked me to do a qualifier for Wadapalooza, which is like the marquee like fitness event inside of the like functional fitness world. And I did like a double hang clean of like 305 pounds, which was like, again, like a lifetime PR. I had never done that before. So now I'm questioning, like, wait a minute. Like, how come people never spoke about this before? How come I had to hear from somebody else who heard from somebody else that David Carter, the 300-pound vegan, ended up maintaining 320 pounds on a plant-based diet? The first time I ever spoke about it, like in depth, I remember on Facebook, I like shared a picture of like, I was having like a plant-based meat and like a plant-based pasta. And I made this like plant-based pasta dish, and I was like, man, this is awesome. Like, this is plants. This dish is made from all plants, and I've got, 75 grams of protein. And I remember people just like barraged me. It was like all these health coaches and people that like made a living off of people eating diets that were primarily meat and dairy based, attacking me. And I never responded. I'm not one for that. I'm not one for that. I wasn't on the court. I speak once the results come. You can talk all you want. Once you see what I'm about, then it'll settle in on its own. And I realized the problem, and you guys are gonna totally agree with this, and I want you to go and tell a couple people. See, the problem is these people that make a living, and I think that anyone that's making a living, it's awesome. Like, I don't want your job to go away. I don't want your family to suffer because people are not consuming. I don't want that. But what I want you to do is educate yourself on what's happening. People can't have us gathering in large hordes like this, talking about how we're 70, 80, 90 plus, running 50 miles, how we had a complete 180, right? From not being able to work out for 16 months due to blood clots. And us saying that you should not consume meat and dairy because that's just what I did or didn't do. They can't have it. Just think about that. Your whole career or business is built off of that industry. We can't have a bunch of these hippies around here speaking like this. And at that exact moment when those people attacked me, it went from a health thing, personally for me, an experiment based on a hypothesis that led to a result, to a full-out mission. And since 2013, I've been committed to educating myself about this lifestyle so I could pass it on to share to as many people, because they're gonna tell you, man, you have to. I was on a call with a couple guys a couple weeks ago, and I'm building out. I built one of my businesses, fitness. The other is sales and automation. So you've got an online business, you want to remove yourself from it, increase transactional density, all that fun stuff. And meanwhile, they try to throw in a couple jabs about, well, yeah, you have to consume, animal protein in order to like build like lean muscle. And I'm like, I completely beg to differ, but we won't even get into the conversation because the people are so closed off to it. When I went plant-based, I had some lifetime PRs, which for me were big deals because my whole life I was a tall guy, never really learned how to lift until after I was done playing, which was crazy because I worked with so many world-class coaches. But a 450-pound back squat, a 315-pound power clean, a hang clean of 305, a deadlift of over 5 minutes of over 500 pounds, which I built up to in literally less than 5 minutes. So like stack some weight on go, stack some weight on go. Since I've been plant-based, I've done like kipping pull-ups like 48 consecutive without coming down off of a bar, and strict pull-ups upwards of like 30 to 35. The crazy thing is most of my diet when I started out were smoothies. So this is probably one that a lot of you guys are like, you've kind of heard, you're like, man, you have to chew your food. That is 100% a myth. You don't have to take my word for it. Just go look up some of the studies. But what I did was I had very dense shakes of upwards, and my brother put on about, how much weight, come here real quick. You were struggling to put weight on for a long time. When we gave you that shake, how much weight did you put on?
About 10 pounds.
So this is my brother. He's 3 years younger than me, and he's always struggled with like putting on size. So I literally gave him the shake and I said, dude, just consume this shake. It's like 1,200 to 1,400 calories. Just have like half of it in the morning, half of it in the evening on top of what you're doing. Now he wanted to put on muscle and strength, right? Anyone that wants to do that, there's a certain parameter that we need to follow for you. But as an example, the only change was adding more calories, which were whole foods, right? Thrown into a protein shake, a really good blender, lots of spinach, lots of kale, lots of nuts, nut butter, things like that. A couple other minerals, and he got strong. This was most of my diet. Was literally, I had days when I would only consume high density smoothies and shakes, and it just kind of led me to want to speak about more and more of that. So now I have a couple programs where I offer people the ability to kind of come along and experience my coaching, sometimes for 4 weeks, sometimes just doing my strength and fat loss transformation programs. And for me, it's been very rewarding because I can stand up for some of you guys, and you guys can hear someone say something and then go find me on Instagram and just tag them in my shit, like tag them and be like, okay, and you were saying, because I found my purpose, you know what I mean? Originally I thought I was just a guy that loved basketball and football, and I would get to open some gyms and really make it, and I realized that was just a segue to me experiencing this, so I could kind of be that vessel for you guys. So yeah, now I am so excited to be able to come out to events like this and share this experience, to stand up and be a 6'8", 240 to 250 pound guy, depending on how many shakes I have that day, and be able to be an example in finding more people, like David Carter. If you haven't seen him before, he's formerly known as the 300-pound vegan, 320 pounds in the NFL. Now he stays around about 250 pounds because who needs to be 320, right? And just kind of share these things and hopefully point. You guys, again, are already, for the most part, of that cloth. But hopefully we can bring more people in. And this is what I tell people. I never tell anyone to go plant-based. I actually, people tell me that they're going vegan, and I say, do not do that. What I tell them first to do is let's make better decisions with the foods we choose to buy in the stores and put into our mouths. And the second thing is, let's just start making some better choices by removing some of those negative things. Once you remove some of those things, your body starts to feel better, and it's just a natural progression. Then I removed chicken, and I was only consuming eggs and some seafood. Then I removed the seafood, and I moved to only buying eggs straight from the farm. And I remember my mother was staying with me for about a month, and it had been like 2 weeks. I opened up my fridge, and it was like 2 cartons of eggs. 'Cause every week I used to consume about 7 eggs a day. I was down to just 1 carton a week. And I said, Mom, I don't think I want to eat eggs anymore. And I just stopped. But that was about 1.5 years, 2 years deep into it for me. And that's why I'm so big on the podcast being the vegan transition. This is for people to educate themselves and learn, right? And as you're going through your journey, this will be a little different for everyone. You'll just know when it's time for you. So we're on a tight schedule. We might only have they might let me go a couple minutes over. But if anyone has any questions, my brother, can you do this, Preston? My brother will bring the mic to you, and you can ask whatever you like. If you have a question, just raise your hand. Right here, Preston, right here in the back, please, and we'll bring the mic to you. And we've got about like 3-4 minutes, so.
Hey, how about putting fruit in your cheeses?
Yes, let's talk about it. Yeah, no, let's talk about that. So, what people will tell you is like, you can't have too much fruit because fruit's like sugar. Listen, first off, consult your physician. You need to get blood labs. Before you do anything, go get blood labs. Last time I got blood labs, they were like, man, you must eat a ton of red meat because your iron is so high. I said, bro, I haven't eaten meat in 4 years. Some people are going to respond different to fruit, right? So I don't want to say that everyone should. But once you run some tests on your body, you know, when you eat certain things, you know what happens. Massive. I'm huge on fruit. Don't have any, I make smoothies with like 2 cups of frozen strawberries, 2 cups of frozen blueberries, a cup of raspberries, 1 to 2 bananas, and sometimes I'll have that in 1 shake, and sometimes I'll have it broken up into 2, among other things. A handful of kale, a bunch of things. I do completely fine. My body performs, and there are a lot worse things that you could be having than bowls of fresh fruit of the best quality that you can get. So, yes, fruit is a plus. Anyone else? Any questions? Or anyone just want to share anything?
I have a question. As a professional athlete, I would think that you would be able to, as maybe like an influencer for younger people. So are you on Instagram and
Yes.
Facebook and all that?
Yeah, 100%. So on Facebook, I have a private group. It's called the Vegan Transition Community. This is just a private group that I have that you can come and you can join, and we just speak about anything, share recipes, we kind of connect. On Instagram, take out your phones. Actually, I have a freebie for you guys, so I'm gonna give away a few things. Let me pull this up because I'm not gonna remember the number. On Instagram, take out your phone. I'll follow you back and let's interact, let's connect. Whenever I come to events like this, people that follow me, I put into a little group and I'll just check up on you guys randomly. The Watts Guy. So the same way it sounds. The Watts Guy. 2 T's, SGUI. Yeah, follow me on there. I share a lot of stuff there. I also give access to some other things that are like in my private groups. If you might have a really cool story and I want to tell it on my podcast. Also, I'm gonna give away to everyone that's here today. I'm gonna give away a couple things. So just take your phones out because you'll have to text to get this. I'm gonna give you guys access to my hypertrophy program, which is for anyone who wants to get a little bit stronger, develop some lean muscle mass, right? And at the same time, just start to develop better habits to reduce fat. And I've got a couple other things. I'm gonna give away a smoothie ebook. And then I'm also gonna give you guys, I have a 7-day challenge. Some of you, it's just gonna be better for you to just, maybe just at your own pace. I have a 7-day challenge that's made to help you get a healthy kickstart. So the number that you're gonna text is 678-5 678-506-7543. And you're gonna text the word plants. Just plants. So that number again, 678-506-7543. And text the word plants. Alright? It's gonna prompt you to put in your email. I'm gonna just start giving, you're gonna be on a list and I'm just gonna start sending you a bunch of free stuff, to be honest. Yes. Oh, the Watts, she was saying that there are a bunch of Watts guys. I'm not sure, hopefully I'm at the top. Dang, they got me. Yeah, THEWATTSGUI. It's the one with the guy with the gnarly beard. He's kind of good looking. Yeah, so the number, again, if you want to get access to some free stuff, is 678-506-7543, and you're going to text the word